How's this for a mess? Do you know when you start something and you instantly regret it? So the plan is to make a cushion cover out of this. I've been thinking about making one for quite a long time now, and today's the day I commit and actually make one. So what I've done, I've just tipped out all my Tilda fabrics, Tilda scraps onto the table. And yeah, this is just my Tilda. I'm surrounded by Tilda. It's not a bad thing, is it? Do you know what's really, really bad? I tipped the box out. I've got loads of boxes. I've got like 4 or 5 boxes of scraps. And after each quilt or project, I put them specific scraps in the boxes. Well, I found these and I don't even remember starting them. They're absolutely beautiful, mind. They're English paper piecing. I don't know when I started them. I can't remember buying the fabric. So I've got to do something with these at some point too. My head's saying something to do with Bloom's quilt, but I'll have to double check on that one. But for now, they're going to one side. They're going back in the box because I'm already really, really overwhelmed. So I think to make it easier, what I'm going to do is just work with the scraps from the last quilt that I made, the Tilda quilt that you've seen for the last couple of weeks, which is the songbird fabric. So I better start by sorting all that out. It's a duster. I was looking for, honestly, I've been looking for that for weeks. Okay, let's carry on. So my cushion insert is 18 by 18. And I was lucky enough to, when I first started quilting, sewing, I invested in EQ8. I thought I don't want to always follow patterns. I would love to make my own patterns and not have to rely on anyone else. That hasn't really happened. I just love a pattern. But for today's project, what I've done, I've actually been on EQA and I've designed roughly what I want. Ignore the colours because it's just for easiness. And what I love about it the most, it gives you how much fabric you need, and it gives you if you click on the block, it gives you the templates. So this tells me exactly what to cut. And a few months ago, I come across Editor Star, and the way she pieces is apparently, I did some research. It's called traditional piecing. So when I first started, for instance, a half square triangle, I would 2 squares, draw a diagonal line, and then 1/4 inch seam it on either side, cut through the middle, 2 half square triangles. But what I've started to do is cut out the squares, cut them into triangles, and then piece the triangles. And since doing that, I genuinely believe my piecing has gone to the next level. Like, everything's always accurate, everything's always precise. I do other things as well, but I'll get onto that later because I can just talk, as you know. So first and foremost, I've got to sort out the fabric, the songbird fabric first, and then I'm going to choose what I've got most of, what isn't really that feasible to use, and then go from there. Right, so I've finally organised the fabrics. As I said I was going to do earlier, I've separated the Songbird collection, which I used in my previous quilt, and the rest of the Tilda scraps. They've just been bundled off into a bag and they're tomorrow's problem. It's amazing though, when you actually start going through them and sorting them, so I've ironed them all and put them into piles, there's actually a lot less than what I originally thought. So going forward, I really need to get my bum into gear and sort them out after each project, and I'd be so much better off. Anyway, after looking on the fabrics, there's not a lot of contrast between them. So I've been into my stash and I've picked out this like creamish fabric, which I thought would be quite nice. It's called Putty White and it's by Tilda. I sound like a stalker, don't I? God. Yeah, so I'm going to use this as my background fabric. And I've been auditioning different fabrics, and I'm just a bit lost of which one to use. As you already know, I second guess myself all the time. And I think that's why I like following a pattern so much, because they tell you what colours to get, they tell you what what fabric to get and whatnot. And a lot of my quilts, I do use my own fabrics, but I always prefer it when I follow their like strict process, because I know the quilt's going to turn out good in the end. When it's something like this, I don't mind as much because it's only a pillowcase, cushion cover, sorry. And it's only going to be seen by me, I suppose. So this is definitely my background. One of my favourite fabrics of the collection is, oh, that one's nice. Yeah, it was that one. Now it's this one. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, I really like that one. Yeah, that's my new favourite. Definitely one of my new favourites. So that's a definite, and I've definitely got plenty of that. So I need to see now which other one goes with that. See, this is why I'd love for you to be here with me, for your help and guidance. I wish you could shout at the screen to me and I could hear. Now it needs to be of decent contrast, otherwise the star point's going to get lost into it. So let's see what we've got. See, that one's nice, isn't it? I do like that one, but I don't think I have enough of that one. See, which one would you pick? How about this one? How about that one? I'm gonna go with that. So that's my final decision. So I've gone for that fabric and that fabric. Right, finally finished, finally pieced, and I'm absolutely chuffed with it. Oi! Trying to eat me bloody curtains. Oi! Oi! Come on. Come on. Come on, Parky. Camilla Parker balls, please. Come on. Come on. Please, Parker. You can't eat my curtains. It's a beautiful day today, so They're all here, and I've got my doors open. You gonna say hello? Ooh. Oh, it's handsome. Oh, you're handsome. Come on, please. Come on. Right, I'm sorry about that, but I thought I'd keep it in. Right, so as you just saw, I've finished piecing the top of the cushion cover. I'm going to show you one last time because I absolutely love it. Really, really am chuffed. If you can see that. I'll do it like it's blowing in the wind. Yeah, so the outer border wasn't as planned. I didn't have enough fabric for what I wanted to do. So I've just put a plain blue and white fabric, as you can see, around it. And then I've utilised the little bit of fabric I did have. And it's also in the centre panel, and used them as cornerstones. And I think it does actually look really nice. And I don't say that often about my work. But yeah, I'm chuffed. So all I'm going to do is an envelope back. And the only method I've ever learned is the burrito method. I watched Jeanette at the sewing studio. Just love Jeanette. I find it so therapeutic, and I could listen to her and watch her all day long. And to be honest, I tend to. So yeah, anyway, I've just double hemmed that and top stitched it. So that'll act as the bottom half of the envelope. Let's put this to one side a sec. And then I want a contrast band. So I've just picked the fabric, the secondary fabric within that centre square. So I'm going to get that all organised now. And then all that's left to do really is quilt the top. Now I haven't really decided on what I'm going to do yet. All I do know is that I definitely want to hand quilt it. I think it's small enough so I can get enough practice in without me immediately hating the outcome. And just while I'm doing this, I just wanted to say, and I feel really bad that I haven't said it up until now really, just how deeply touched and how much I appreciate all of your support. Obviously I took a year's break, and even that year I only did 7 videos. So I never knew what it was going to be like when I come back. And within 2 weeks I've gained nearly 1,000 subscribers, and I'm trying to hold back the tears because I can't express how much it means to me. When I was diagnosed, immediately I thought, well, that's it. I'm good for nothing now. No one's going to employ me. I'm always ill. And then when I discovered craft, it was like immediately like a door had opened, and someone said, no, you've got to keep going. You need to do this. And I instantly fell in love with it, as you well know. And I can't tell you how much that's helped. But even though I loved it, Brad, you need to keep doing, Brad, you'll never get finished. Even though I loved it, I still felt like something was missing. And it was work. Like, I've always loved to work. I've always loved going to work. I've always loved what that brought. So I still didn't have that. But these YouTube videos almost feel like that to me now. So I come up to my studio, that's me coming to work on my filming days. And I film for 2 days a week, and that's just perfect. I don't overexert myself. I don't do anything too difficult. And to be honest, this time around, I'm starting to feel like the old Brad again. So I've got a new dream, a new aspiration in life, and that's to get to 100,000 subscribers by Christmas. That's my goal. That's what I want. and I'm gonna get it. Here's hoping. So what I've done is the top edge of the envelope gets put right sides together on top of the contrast band. What I'll do is also a 1/4 inch seam all the way along the top edge, and then I've rolled it up. I'll put some clips on this. I hope this works out now. It always does, and I can guarantee because I'm filming it won't. Put a couple of clips on that, either edge of that, and then get the bottom of the contrast band, roll it up, and shove it, and so another 1/4 inch seam. And then what you do is you just turn it inside out, and it just means there's no raw edges. So I'm going to go and do that, and I'll come back and yeah, we'll go from there. Right, I messed up. I'm so sorry. I was having a conversation, I was ironing, and I've come to watch it back and I didn't press record. So I'm really sorry for that. But that's how it ends up looking. So that'd be the outside, and that's the inside. So no raw edges, all beautiful, all lovely. And again, I'm absolutely chuffed with it. Now, this centre panel cushion top is oversized. So I'm going to, once quilted and trimmed, it should be absolutely fine because I've just measured it. And it measures 21 inches. And it should have measured, well, a lot less than that. My insert's 18. So, yeah, my insert's 18. And I've cut them to 18.5. So with seam allowance, it will be 18 because I like a plump cushion. So I'll have to trim this a lot more than I realised. I thought it seemed massive, but I didn't measure it. I just started filming. So I'm going to go and hand quilt this, and then I'll do a bit of a reveal at the end or something, because I'm very wary of time. I was watching a YouTube video. Well, I've watched several about how to make your YouTube videos better. And it said, don't ramble, don't talk too much, etc, etc. Well, I started filming this video. I thought, okay, I won't ramble. I'll do as this video says. And I started filming, and I thought, I physically can't do it. I can't do it. I'm a talker, and I've got to keep talking. And I suppose that's what I wanted this channel to be. I wanted this channel to be chatty. And like I say, I talk to myself all the time anyway. So I'm talking to myself, and I'd be having these conversations without the camera. I've just turned the camera on, and I want it to feel like you're stepping foot into my world. How do you feel about it? Are you happy for me chatting so long? Would you rather see more sewing? I'm really open to advice or tips or just suggestions. I really, really am, because I just want you to enjoy them. So that's added another minute and a half on. Anyway. I finished the cushion cover. What was meant to be a really quick project has turned into, I think it might have been 4 days. And to be completely honest with you, I'm absolutely devastated by it. I've shed a few tears. I've had to put it to one side and come back to it because, well, yeah, I'm just really upset about it. I'm going to show you. So this is the end result. So that's the cushion cover. It feels nice. But obviously you just saw I accidentally did the wrong proportions. So is that the right word? For the cushioning to begin with. So what I was seeing wasn't anywhere near what the end result would be. So I was seeing a nice big outside border, really nice large cornerstones that kind of drew off the fabric that was in the centre. And what I've ended with is a border that's like an inch wide, and the cornerstones, which are just absolutely tiny. And because of that, I don't like the final result. But it's done, it's made. And if I'm also being honest, I wasn't going to show this. I was going to just completely scrap this video and not put it on. But after speaking to my mum and taking some time to reflect upon this, I think it's really important to show, especially on things like YouTube, which has such a massive audience, I think it's really important to show your failures, your faults, because I've never personally seen a video where someone's got something wrong and it's turned out to be a disaster. Like, I've never seen that kind of video. It's always, this is perfect, this is how it should be. And well, not in my sewing studio anyway, it's never ever like that. Things are always constantly going wrong, and my unpicker is my best friend. So I thought, sod it, and I'm just going to upload it. So I am going to keep it. I'm going to keep it here. I'm going to keep it on my chair, and hopefully in time I will grow to love it. What I'm going to finish with is a complete positive, because I don't want to finish on a negative. To say it was my first time hand stitching, I've got to say I'm pretty chuffed with that. So that element I like. So that's my hand stitching, hand quilting rather. And yeah, I do quite like that part of it. I used a Pearl 8 thread. And what I wanted to, oh God, I'm just talking again, aren't I? I'm sorry, the video will end soon, I promise. When I was hand quilting, I started off with a 30 weight thread. My stitches weren't very nice looking in my mind. So I went down to a 12 weight, slightly better, but they still didn't look nice, not evenly spaced, just a bit messy. And then when I went to the Pearl 8, I'm not sure if it's because it's thicker, it's more forgiving, but it just seemed to be like I'd been doing it for a lot longer than a couple of days, a few hours. You might disagree because you might think it looked awful. But yeah, I wonder why that is. And I've wondered if you had any thoughts. But what I would love to hear in the comments is, have you had any sewing failures? What was your biggest sewing failure? Yeah, I'd like to know that. So thank you so much for watching. That's about it for now, I think. Love ya. See ya.